Hey guys, Mr. Mocha here, hanging out with Mrs. Mocha. It's a moment with Mr. and Mrs. Mocha. We just finished wrapping up a podcast with Lupe and Mocha and Brenda from Mixed Nuts. Had a great time talking to them. It was actually pretty fucking hilarious. Mrs. Mocha was, as usual, off the rails, going wild.
I wasn't as bad as you, Mr. Mocha. Mr. Mocha.
She's been drinking, so she's got the hiccups.
I do have the hiccups. Sorry, I'm trying to hold my breath. Mr. Mocha caught me off guard.
Got her.
With the podcast.
So we actually it was a good podcast. We talked about our weekend.
You mean your weekend?
Well, we both had, we actually went out of town separately. So Mrs. Mocha went to Illinois where it was nice and chilly, and I went to Orlando and did some content.
But I had a nice, hot tub in Illinois.
Yeah, she had a nice hot tub and
private hot tub and a sauna. I almost lost my lashes.
and I
For 5 chicks?
Yeah.
5 or 6?
No, 5.
5?
5. It was 5. It was definitely 5.
Mr. Mocha explored
Kinsey, Paris,
Sapphire, Vixen,
and Swingerella.
Oh yeah,
Swingella.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually a good weekend. We got to have some fun because we were talking about, everybody thinks that Mrs. Mocha and I never get mad at each other, but we do.
Oh yeah.
I have to go ahead and call Mrs. Mocha out because a couple weeks ago I went to Illinois and I watched a show that Mrs. Mocha and I usually watch together. So, a buddy of mine, he's like, it was Dexter.
Yeah,
so it was a new episode of Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
So my buddy's like, dude.
And I didn't even know there was a new season.
So he was like, hey, we should watch Dexter. I'm like, look, Mrs. Mocha's going to freak out if I watch it without her. He was like, okay, well, we'll just watch it and we won't tell anybody. And I'll be damned, this fucker didn't rat me out.
He did. And
my wife acted like I cheated on her.
Oh, no, I told him that he cheated on me.
Yeah.
When I found out that he watched the episode.
So that's my life. My wife, I guess when you're in the kind of lifestyle we're in, when, you don't get in trouble for having sex with other people, you get in trouble for watching shows separately.
The wrong episodes.
Yeah. I can't believe you watched the episode without me. How could you, you dirty man.
But you can fuck whoever you want.
You can fuck whoever you want, but you can't watch TV without me. That was our adventure a couple weeks ago.
I did have some adventures while you were out of town, though, so...
Yeah, you did.
I can't be mad at you.
That was... Yeah, when I was out of town...
I went to the strip club by myself.
Went to the strip club, and then you played with how many guys?
That was the time that I played with the guy's asshole. And I didn't know he was going to want me to do that.
Yeah, she got real freaky when I was going out of town.
But I didn't know it was going to happen. It was unexpected.
Was the Lady D Star told you to put a finger in
knuckle deep? Yeah, first knuckle deep.
So she got some poor unsuspecting. Unsuspecting. He ask for it.
He asked for it. I didn't just do it. I never just do that.
So Mrs. Mocha was going wild when I was out of town.
And you were going wild when I was out of town.
Well, I was out of town too. I went to Orlando.
But you had a play date on Wednesday before you left.
Oh, I did. I forgot.
And then Thursday, It
was actually a really good play date too.
You didn't tell me that. I
didn't tell you about the play date? Okay, so this is the first time first time I actually had this particular couple to the house and had a great time. She came over with a really sexy little dress on, and I had a blast.
I don't think you could tell me because of where I was at.
Yeah,
you just said it was good.
She couldn't actually. We couldn't have the conversation because of where she was at the time.
Yeah, vanilla shit.
So yeah, she came over. Couple came over. Husband was super cool. He hung out and watched, and I got to play with his wife. And I had a good time. And then I went out of town. I went to Orlando. And shot content. I got to play with Kenzie Fox.
You already said that.
Sapphire, and everybody we said before. And I had a great weekend. She had a really vanilla weekend, and I had a weekend full of sex. So.
No, it was okay though. He fucked me and made up for it when I got home.
Yeah, I got home, and Mrs. Mocha has this thing where she wants to reclaim the dick.
Mrs. Mocha, just Mrs. Mocha.
What did I say?
Just Mrs. Mocha just wants to reclaim.
Yeah,
you want to reclaim too.
She didn't want me. She just wanted to reclaim the penis. Since I had.
That's a lie. You walked in the door and said, "I'm gonna go shower and we're gonna fuck."
Well, I mean, of course. I hadn't seen her in 6 days, so I had to give it a
7 days.
7 days.
So I was gone Sunday and came home Saturday. You came back home Sunday.
Yeah. So we had a whole week away from each other, so I had to.
We don't normally do that.
Yeah, we're never separated that long.
Yeah.
So I'm not usually without access to my wife's wonderful vagina for that long. So
don't act like you love me now.
When I don't see you for a long time, I need to get in there.
You just love my pussy.
I do. So she came home, and she was very sexually demanding when I got home.
I wasn't.
I got out of the shower, and she was laying across the bed, and she was like, "Put your face in my ass."
I didn't say that.
Yes, she did.
It. No, you just did it.
Well, she was laying with her ass up.
I was just trying to get some penis.
Yeah, whatever. So, first I buried my face in her ass, and then I gave her the dick.
It was good dick.
I hope I always give you good dick.
It's always better dick whenever you fucked a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah, and she likes it more when it's like she's got something to prove.
No, you have something to prove.
Yeah,
that's lay there like a dead fish.
Yeah. You're right. So we
But it was a good. I was glad that I think we said it on the podcast though. But Mr. Mocha, that was the first time he's ever went out of town and did something on his own without me there.
Or without her actually, because when I used to travel, she would set it up, but this time she didn't actually set it up. So it was a fun experience. Then I got to come home and tell her all about it. And she got to watch some video of me playing, so that was awesome. Because usually it's like me watching video of her playing. So we had a really good time.
Excuse the noise in the background. That's our dog chewing on his
her poodle chewing on
He's a big poodle.
Her big poodle chewing on a bone.
He's not a baby poodle.
But yeah, it was a really fun weekend. But make sure you guys go on, subscribe, listen to some of the episodes that we have. Listen to all the episodes we have posted. Enjoy them. It's some good stuff. We did live on Twitter Spaces this time because we had Lupe and Mocha on and Nick's Nuts. Mm-hmm. We weren't able to actually get any guests in this time, but usually when we're on Twitter Spaces, we take questions. We let a lot of people join in, but this time I guess we all got carried away and we were deep in conversation about all of our weekends because everybody did something different this weekend. With Lupe and Mocha was in Vegas
for Mocha's birthday.
For her birthday. I was in Orlando. Mrs. Mocha was in Illinois, and Brenda was actually in Orlando, so I got to play with her at a party. That was pretty fun.
Tired of your bullshit.
You should be. I am ashamed of my behavior.
You should be.
I know.
Go get in the shower.
Oh,
so fuck your penis.
Mrs. Mocha's trying to get some meat, so this is just a few minutes with Mrs. Mocha and I hanging out. Mrs. Mocha is half in the bag, and so am I.
Mr. Mocha is way more in the bag than I am because he's slurring like a mofo. We're gonna have to edit some of this because he just said Mrs. Mocha. Yeah. Like the first time that we started one of our first podcasts, if you go back and listen, Mr. Mocha and I were a little nervous because it's different listening to your voice on a podcast. And he said sesapades
instead of sexcapades.
He said sesapades. So
and Mrs.
today
Mocha,
he's saying Mrs.
2 years later, still will not let me live that moment down. Every time I have a word whisk or a mess up, she's like, sescapades?
Because we
Sesapades?
had to literally edit that podcast for at least 10 minutes of it because we were both crying. We were laughing so hard.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So until next time.
Goodbye from the Mochas.